face.
And by the way, that's what I was gonna say. I know it's a lot of editing going on, but you could still see the shock when she saw you. Like she kind of
like scared, like went back.
Well,
like,
I
oh
just
my
didn't
goodness.
know he
Like-
was gonna. I had no idea that a human was gonna be standing right there. So I was like, I must have done something wrong. I'm not walking the right way.
Right.
They're gonna come out and tell me that I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to, and
Right.
then a million things running through my
And
head.
even your parents, they looked very surprised too.
Oh yeah, they
like,
had no idea.
I mean,
They had absolutely no idea.
I had asked them for permission to propose, but they had no idea when or where I was.
that
going
shit
to
was
do
gonna
it.
happen
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, I mean, trust me, they're not all families of actors. Like all of them are gonna act. Like everybody's been giving you guys shit in the comments area, but
I know.
shit, like really, that's how it happened. It is what it is. But you did a great job, man.
Thank
You
you.
made the rest of us look bad. We'll talk about that later. Right, new day, new episode. Thank you so much for joining in the Trendy Husky podcast. As usual, we got beautiful Ollie in production. What up, girl?
Hi guys.
All right, right over here, got your host, Yasi. What up, what up? Today's guests, very special, unique people. They had a big hit video with American Idol, 4.3 million, and still going up. It was one of the best proposals I ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, kind of made me look really bad, but that's okay. I get to live with that for the rest of my life now. We got the beautiful Johanna Jones and Mr. Matt. I don't want to butcher your last name. You say it the right.
Zavoral, yeah.
Zavoral. I want to say it right, so I definitely don't like.
Yeah, it sounds like a medicine.
How are you guys?
Doing great.
Doing
Excited to
good.
be here.
Thank you so much for coming over here. So, when did that video happen?
Well, the American Idol, well, it depends on when you look at it. Of course,
Right.
there's when it aired versus when he actually proposed.
Right.
When he proposed, it was, back in 2018.
Yeah, December 12th, 2018.
Yep, December 12th. So we're coming up to almost 2 years. But it aired in May of 2019. So it's just been kind of a wild ride ever since.
Did life change?
Oh, it changed
Yeah.
completely. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. In a matter of weeks, I went just from I worked at In-N-Out Burger.
Right.
and I was just sort of this like fast food girl trying to make it work with music, and now we are living in this amazing place, and we've met so many amazing people. And then, of course, I've got my Christmas album coming up, so there's a lot of great things.
We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so
Yes.
trust me, we're gonna talk about that Christmas album for sure. But do people like recognize you when you go to like a grocery store now? Like, do they ever look at you like, are you the American? Yeah, you get that?
Especially like right after it aired. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
we couldn't
Oh,
go to like the
absolutely.
grocery store or something, especially in Las Vegas where she's from. Like people were all over. We're doing plenty of events around town, but yeah, we were recognized as the American Idol couple. Like we went to Six Flags and like 10, 20
Yeah.
people would like want to
Lots
take
of
pictures
people.
with us. It was pretty fun.
I also think that a lot of people wouldn't want to say anything, but we did notice a lot of
A lot of eyes,
stares,
just like
a lot of
stares.
whispering. We would hear it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Standing in line. At Six
Welcome to
Flags.
2020.
Yeah, it's mellowed down, but we still get once a week or two, someone's like, oh wait, like weren't you guys the ones on American Idol?
Yep. So Matt, I gotta ask this. So, how did that come about? Was it because everybody's gonna ask? Was it planned? Was it staged? What was going
That's
on?
a big question. It's fun. Like I just went back through the YouTube comments a
Right.
couple weeks ago, and they had like several posts. They took a couple down. American Idol did, but it's like the main post that I'll read the comments. People say, "Oh, it was probably planned, like super staged." You
Right.
can tell like he like had it scripted out. It was not very planned.
It
It
was-
was not staged. It was very, very brief story. It was like 1 a.m. and in my school library, just studying for my last finals as my final finals. And I already had the ring. I was going to propose like the next month in San Francisco. And she was in Hollywood week. I wasn't there at the time because I had finals week. When I was like, you know what? I could probably propose like Thursday or Friday if they like wanted me to come down. So I literally just like found a PR email on AmericanIdol.com or whatever. And I was like, hey, like, I could propose to one of the contestants it seems like you guys like. It's Johanna Jones. I've been kind of planning on proposing, not like this, but
What?
you know, it's like ABC family
Yeah.
show. Like, if
You
you'd
definitely
like me
done
to.
your homework there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, you know, if you'd like me to, I could come down maybe later this week. And I got a call from a producer the next day and just saying like, hey, if you can come down like tomorrow, like we'll get this going. And I was like, oh. Yeah, let me take 6 tests today because I need to. This really is finals week, so I really did just take literally 6 final exams. Drove down that night. I was actually in Provo, Utah at the time, and I drove like 12 hours. I actually stayed at Johanna's parents' house.
Right.
Her parents were not there. I just happened to have a key.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, he broke it in my parents'
Did they know?
They
that you
did
were-
not know.
Didn't,
Nobody
like,
knew.
Thank God he didn't come back that
Yeah,
day.
right.
Cops would have been called.
I told her sister like, hey, I just need a place
Okay.
to crash for a second. I'm trying to surprise Johanna at Hollywood Week. Didn't let
Okay.
anyone know about proposing or anything.
Good. And she didn't break it? She didn't tell anyone?
No, so no
Good.
one knew at
That's a
all.
good sister.
In fact, most of the producers on American Idol didn't know. Most of the showrunners didn't know. I was like one random guy sitting downstage, and like you know, like Katy Perry, some people are walking by, like, who is this? Like a
the hell is
new
this guy doing?
producer guy? Like, who is he? Until it really that moment really was just like, oh, now like she's up next, so like get up here on stage, and in the video you can kind of see him like kind of pushing, like go baby go, and I was like, oh, this is it. This really is happening right now.
Wow.
So it was not scripted. It was not planned. I was not planning on proposing that way at all until it just kind of the ball rolled. Literally 24 hours. I went from proposing next month to proposing on American Idol. So very, very fast.
How did you like that? Did you
I loved it. I mean, of course, I had no idea, and I really enjoyed the fact that I don't know. I feel like nowadays most people kind of know when it's coming, know when to expect. Even I knew that he had the ring. I knew that it was gonna happen at some point.
Wait,
No,
did
I'd
you
asked her
find
parents.
the ring?
No,
Oh, okay.
I mean, we had
Just had
been
an idea.
chit-chatting.
Got it.
She
I'd
knew I
been
asked her
sending him
parents and
pictures.
stuff, so.
I mean, we kind of knew, but I also, I mean, I didn't know for sure, but you know, I had my suspicions.
She had no idea about proposing
And
on American
most of the time, people, you know, like if he were to tell me, "Okay, wear something nice. We're gonna go do this," I'm like, "Okay,
Right.
yeah, like good thing my nails are done. Like, I'm gonna get proposed to." But I like had no idea. I had no way how. What am I saying? I had no idea how he would swing it,
Right.
and the fact that he was able to pull it off so quickly and so abruptly without anybody knowing, my parents not knowing. I mean, truly, it was a surprise to every single person in that room except for maybe
like 2 producers and a
2 or
showrunner
3
who like knew what
producers.
was happening.
Right.
Like they told the cameraman like, oh, someone else is going to come on stage. But besides that, like most of the producers, showrunners had no idea who I was or like kind of why is this guy here?
Yeah, definitely. And seeing him walk out on the stage, because you're standing there and they tell you, okay, you're done singing.
Right.
You just go, turn, walk off the stage. You're done.
Game over.
And so I wasn't even expecting a human being to be there, let alone him. So I turn around and my face is just this, like, shocked. Like, oh, is there somebody coming to get me off stage? Like, what did I do wrong? What am I there were so many things going through in my mind, and then of course the second I recognized that it's him,
That's it.
I started crying because I knew.
In that
Right.
split second, you can see in the video where she has like a shocked face.
And then, by the way, that's what I was gonna say. I know it's a lot of editing going on, but you could still see the shock when she saw you. Like she kind of
like scared, like went back,
Well,
like,
I
oh my
just didn't
goodness.
know he
Like-
was gonna be. I had no idea that a human was gonna be standing right there. So I was like, I must have done something wrong. I'm not walking the right way.
Right.
They're gonna come out and tell me that I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to, and
Right.
then a million things running through my
And
head.
even your parents, they looked very surprised too.
Oh yeah, they
like,
had no idea.
I mean,
They had absolutely no idea.
I had asked them for permission to propose, but they had no idea when or where I was
that
going
shit
to
was
do
gonna
it.
happen
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, I mean, trust me, they're not all families of actors. Like all of them are gonna act. Like everybody's been giving you guys shit in the comments
Yeah.
area, but
I know.
shit, like really, that's how it happened. It is what it is. But you did a great job, man.
Thank
You
you.
made the rest of us look bad. We'll talk about that later. But good job, my friend.
Yeah,
Good
thank you.
job.
Thank you.
So let's talk about your Christmas album.
Yes.
What inspired that? And I know he's in one of the songs as well. So let's talk about
Yes.
everything. Give me some details.
Of course. So it's actually I call it an album. It's really just the five songs.
Okay.
But I'm very proud because I wrote 4 out of the 5, and that was a very difficult thing to do, I've realized, because all the Christmas songs have already been written. That's what it felt like when I took on this project. So it started years ago when I was finishing up school. I studied commercial music.
Okay.
And I needed to come up with some kind of project that showcased what I learned, just what I'm all about. And I thought it'll be a challenge because not anybody, but I felt like a lot of people write songs. A lot of people produce like their own album for their capstone. And I thought, well, I want to do that, but I want to do something that also challenges myself. And what do I love? I love Christmas more than anything.
Right.
So I started off with one Christmas song. I already kind of had it in my head, and I thought, oh, this is going to be so easy. Like, I've already got a Christmas song under my belt. And then months went by, and the deadline was coming up, and I only had one Christmas song.
I got you.
And I was terrified. I didn't know what I was going to do to finish. And then all of a sudden, in like a matter of 1 month, I knocked out 3 other Christmas songs.
Wow.
And discovered this old classic or not classic, most people don't know the song Little Snow Girl, but it was a song from the 60s I grew up with. And thought, well, I'll just redefine that song.
It's
kind
a
of
sexy
make it
song,
my
by the
own.
way. I heard it. You sent it to me. It's a very sexy song because I'm like, it took me a second to kind of get it. But by the way, you did a very good job at it.
Thank you.
as
Yeah,
well.
I was pretty worried. We had someone else sing it originally in those first demos that they had, and we were planning on going with that person because they're amazing and a better singer than myself probably. But we talked about it, like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to have you on it maybe,
Right.
like for those like American Idol fans.
And it's fun to be able to work with my husband on a project.
I was gonna say, how is it working with your husband? Was it fun?
it's
Is it
awesome.
stressful? Because we see a lot of actors and actresses doing that. We see a lot of musicians doing that. Is it actually fun working with the?
I think so. I mean, obviously, like there are certain things that we maybe don't see eye to eye, but the best thing is that he thinks he handles a lot of the marketing side, the PR side. He's so good at that, just naturally. Obviously, he was able to get on American Idol in the blink of an eye. So, I mean, he's just naturally very good at that. And I kind of am the creative. I stress about everything. So it's
So
very
you're
nice
me in this project. I got it. You're the stress. I'm definitely the one that stresses.
He definitely brings me
100%,
down to earth a lot. And I've enjoyed working with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it was
it's-
very fun to see him in the studio for the first time.
Yeah,
Did you have singing? Like, were you singing when you were a kid, or just like you didn't start
Yeah,
singing until you guys met?
I sang in a lot of, honestly, a lot of like punk cover bands. That's kind of what I did, like in high school, a little bit in college here and there. Was
I
loved
got
those,
you.
Sum 41, Blink 182, Weezer type of guys, and so I sing in those type of things, and then like small church choirs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I always sang, but I will admit, I'll be the first to admit, Johanna is the best singer I've ever heard, and I don't want to sound like I'm competing on her level because
Right,
I feel like here's Johanna, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm a pretty good singer, but not.
Right.
There's like a different tier there.
Got you.
For the two of us.
Well,
He's
that's what
very
she does for a
kind.
living, and like she said, you do
she
marketing.
studied it. And,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. She's a pro at it. We can't really compete here. But is he your hardest critic, or is it more your parents, or is it more your sister? Who's your hardest critic that you have right now going for you?
Well, definitely myself.
Yourself, okay.
I don't think he's. When it comes to the musical side, he trusts me, and pretty much lets me
Be your
be
creator.
the decider, because I think he trusts my.
Yeah.
Whether or not I necessarily agree with the decisions I come up with, he's pretty good at letting me kind of run with the project.
Do you put him in that, like, do you think it's good or not? And whatever
all the
he's,
time.
that's not good.
All the time. I mean, he of course will let me know if there's something that's glaring, but for the most part, he's kind of like, you know what, I think it's whatever you feel, stick with your gut kind of thing.
Sometimes you don't want to hear that.
It's true. Sometimes that's true. But, then if that's the case, I will go to my mom, and I will say that my family's a little bit more harsh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're a little more blunt.
Yep.
But I think so far, I mean, everybody's pretty respectful. But I do appreciate when people give honest criticism, just because it helps me grow and make sure that the project is commercial enough that a lot of people will enjoy it. But obviously it still needs to be true to what I feel and my artistry. But I think it's been a great balance of constructive criticism, but also having to stick to my guts and say, no, this is what I believe in. And that's with any artist. You just have to find that balance of what criticism do you take to heart and what risks do you have to take.
Yeah, I trust Johanna's creative side wholeheartedly. I'm more of the business. I think this will sell. I think this is more the business side of how this could work well with audiences or for PR or something like that.
So you're purely the only one that does marketing for her right now?
Yeah. So I've been a brand manager for I was over the Chi-Chi's brand, a pretty big brand with Hormel Foods for a long time. Sadly, just got laid off a couple weeks back, which
sorry to hear because of the COVID.
Yeah, essentially just consolidating positions. So not dwelling on it too much, but it has been really fun the last couple weeks to really dig in. I was gonna say, in a way, that just shows that you guys are really all in on this.
Definitely.
And by the way, it's she's got a lot of talent.
Yeah,
she's already very much known in many places. And now you got a partner in crime that does the stuff that you don't like doing, in a sense, which is perfect.
It's true.
You know what I mean? When you're like me, right now I'm trying to focus on this part, on this side. Once I'm outside of this booth, all I want to do is prepare for my next guest. Yeah. I don't want to deal with the marketing side of it. I don't want to deal with the websites. I don't want to deal with the production side of it. I want to just deal with my side, and that's it. So in a sense, it gives you so much time to just focus on
Definitely.
Which is good.
And it's so wonderful. He'll just come up to me and he'll be like, "Look, I made a website. Look, I did all of this." And I'm like, "Fantastic."
Yeah, I did make 2 websites.
He just takes initiative, which is so amazing because not that I don't, but it's not my strong suit. So I feel like it's been amazing working with him because we just kind of fill each other's gaps. We work as a team, and the balance is amazing. And
that's
wonderful.
good. I can see the electricity in the air. Definitely the love is there. I mean, 2 years later, it's still definitely so much the honeymoon phase, which I think is going to last here for a while. Matt, you're making us look bad, man. I'm just teasing you. But let's, this is non-edited raw version. So how'd you guys meet? I know you guys talked about it a little bit in American Idol, talked about the story a little bit. So who hit on who went after who? You gotta give me all those little secrets, Mac. I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spot, but that's what I do.
It's kind of embarrassing. And I feel like we have almost 2 different stories where I feel like sometimes we chalk it up we really knew each other. We've known each other for years, which we have known each other for years, even before we started dating. But knew each other is kind of a big sentence there because we knew of each other.
I'd say
for
a long time.
We had very similar friend groups, and I know I'd seen her at least a couple times, but she was dating someone, I was dating someone. So we never never talked or wanted to talk. And so finally she had already graduated. We went to the same school. She had already graduated and moved back to Las Vegas. I was still there at school, and it was really over Instagram that she was in a picture of a friend of mine. And I was like, oh, yeah, I recognize her. I've seen her around. I know she's this Johanna. I know of her. Yep. So I followed her. She followed back. And I'm going to let you go from there.
Yeah. So then he shared something about the music building at the school and how confusing it was. And it was just this perfect opportunity for me to say, yeah, that building sucks, doesn't it? Oh, it's just the worst. What were they thinking when they were planning it? And then because he just kind of takes initiative, he just started the ball rolling with questions about who I am and what I wanted to do. And I wasn't very good at responding. I'm a terrible texter. You can ask him. He would ask all the questions. I would just give answers. I wouldn't really ask anything back. But yeah, he still wanted
I felt
he liked you.
Yeah.
He really liked you.
I know. And then I was actually throwing a party in Vegas, and I was like, if you're ever just wanting to come to Vegas and come to a party, it's a really lame party, but you can come.
He missed the final because of that party.
Right.
No, I honestly made up an excuse to already be in Vegas. I was like, I was actually coming down to visit this friend already. So you know what? Maybe I'll stop by, and maybe while I'm there, I can take you on a date before the party. It'll be totally easy, totally nice, whatever. I really drove way out of my way, 6 hours by myself, mind you. And then went on the date, and we really hit it off super well. We'd been talking for a while over Instagram, but finally that first date, I think we really
hit it off.
I mean, it sounds corny, but I kind of, after the first date sort of knew that.
It's not really corny. You gotta
know that.
you gotta have your corny story to make it a story, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Don't tell me any relationship doesn't have any corny sides. Like we just no.
So it was after a long time, weeks or months or whatever, of texting back and forth that we finally met in person. And again, I guess we probably met at the In-N-Out drive-through a time or two, but
Right.
where we finally hit things off really well and really went well for a while until the
Now you guys have a
proposal.
brand together. Look at
so
this.
we have a brand together.
Now you guys have a
proposed on
brand
American
together,
Idol.
helping each other, whatever.
Totally.
Yeah.
And now my parents love him more than they love me.
Oh,
Whoa, that's a
No,
big.
I'm
No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe my father. But
I want you to show your shirt. Actually, look at
Yeah.
that shirt,
Pretty
Joanna.
nice.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Send
man.
it over. I will put it in my Instagram as well. So make sure you guys send me a picture of that later on when you guys get home. I'll definitely put it on my Instagram. That looks good. You created that?
Yeah, I'd say we created it. I mean, it
Both
was my
of you
idea to
guys?
make a shirt, and I was like, "Hey, Johanna, here's a couple logo ideas I had," and she was like, "No, I'm not liking those logo ideas." So she made this one, and we kind of tweaked it out together. till
I
we
like
finally-
the
yeah,
whole
so I came up
triangle,
with
yeah.
the
I got
design
this.
and the triangle and the colors
Yeah.
and the J thing.
I like the whole colors and the whole triangle.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
yeah.
good.
I really like it.
Thank you. I knew that I love these are like my favorite colors, so I just threw them all on a shirt.
I really like that.
And,
the green, the other green, you got the
Triangles are my
orange.
favorite shape. It's the alt J kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
It's sexy. It's very sexy. I'm not
Well,
gonna lie.
thank
Let me
you.
know where I can buy one. I'm definitely a customer. I promise.
Yeah,
I'm definitely a customer. All right. So you're working on this. So how many albums have you had so far in the last couple of years since the whole American Idol?
Well, actually, this is my first big project
Okay.
since American Idol. I would have done more earlier, but we were getting married. He was my big project.
I'm gonna ask about
right
that a
after
little
Idol.
later. I'm gonna ask about that wedding a
Yeah,
little later. Yeah,
definitely.
got you.
So we were getting married, and I think I just sort of, I was so focused on him, and I was putting my job in and out, and there was so much going on, and we
You
were
were working
moving.
in and out up to the wedding?
Yeah.
You kidding?
No.
Wow.
I was working all the time. This is really like my first big project, my first big thing that I've done since Idol, which is why it's kind of my baby, why I wanted it to be perfect. And then I would have done it last Christmas, but you miss your window of opportunity.
Yep.
You gotta wait another year. So it's really been a long time coming, but
Yeah, like 3 or
this
4
is
years
it.
on this project.
This is my baby. This is my.
And
my
she did have like one
child.
album that was it was a producer friend who was mostly kind of trying to make it, and Johanna was the singer on the album. So
Yeah.
Johanna's like, it's kind of my album, but like not my
It was a team.
brainchild.
It was like a team thing, but it wasn't just solely mine. I didn't write the songs on that, and that was years ago.
And we were
probably
just
4.
talking about this before the podcast. Where did you record your album? You actually, because we live in California. You live in Huntington Beach as well. I live, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
all
we live
HB.
in-
I live in HB as well. We love our HB. And by the way, when you live in California, first thing that comes to your mind is music, production, this, that, studios, all the good stuff that comes. But where did you record yours?
Yes. So
You have a funny
I
story
had some
about that.
demos, and I started working on it here in California with a friend who lives in Carlsbad, and we were doing a lot of the thing like as best we could of getting the instruments and vocals and everything down. But I have a friend. His name's Gavin McCannon, and he lives up in Utah, and he's got a whole studio. And we were able to record all of these live instruments. I mean,
Yep.
horns and strings and bassist and
choir,
drums,
a choir.
choir.
Of 30
I mean,
people,
this
yeah.
whole group of people that came and were able to record in this beautiful studio up there. So yeah, we ended up going up to Utah and knocking this album out, and I'm just so thrilled. I mean.
Utah. You had to go all the way down to.
Yes. We flew one weekend, and then we actually ended up driving. Was it last weekend? The weekend before.
No, weekend before last. Yeah.
And we drove for pretty much how many hours?
Yeah, I mean, really,
20 hours for the entire weekend.
for the entire weekend, we're driving like 24 out of like the 35 hours we
Yeah.
were awake.
Yeah.
So
Just to get up there, but
It's up far. Yeah, it's not. Utah is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that
not-
close.
not too
It's
close.
not around.
but the studio is phenomenal. I mean, it's gorgeous, and
and way cheaper than other studios here in
Yes,
California.
definitely.
Especially.
I mean, studios here can get so expensive.
Super expensive.
And the amazing part about it were all the people that were willing to participate at the drop of a hat. I mean, we were able to get people in less than a few hours' notice come and record. So it was really an amazing project that came together so quickly and solidified the decision to head up to Utah and just knock it out. So
Gotcha. Well, hey, congratulations for that. I really heard it. I really liked it. I think you got a bright future ahead of you. Still got you here, so I have a lot more questions to ask you. I hope you don't mind.
No problem.
How was the wedding, guys?
Wow, it was great.
It was great. I feel like it happens in such a blur. I mean, they always say that.
Did you guys post it anywhere? Could people go and see it anywhere?
No, we have a wedding video.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a full wedding video. It's a pretty good video. It's on your Instagram still.
Time to
Yeah,
edit.
I believe it's on my Instagram. I actually think it's on YouTube as well.
Okay.
But it just kind of goes over the highlights.
Got it.
But man, I mean, we had the ceremony in the morning. Then we did like a big luncheon with our family and friends, close family and friends.
Anyone got too trashed or drunk over there? No one.
Luckily.
No
Nothing,
drunk
really.
stories.
No.
Oh.
I mean, maybe when we were gone, but
All right,
I mean,
got
I
it.
think the biggest thing was the luncheon. My dad, he's a storyteller. He loves telling stories.
good.
And he was just going and going. He was just like, let's try to embarrass Matt as much as we can. So we really just kept going till the final moment. I was
that's
like,
the
Gary,
point of
stop.
those.
Gary,
Of
please
course.
stop.
That's what you do the luncheons for, to embarrass each other for
Definitely.
sure.
Yeah, and we had a great reception that night at a country club. It was beautiful.
God.
yeah, we had a beautiful charcuterie board. And the nice thing was, we did it in the style of the luncheon was really like where we had the food and everybody that's close and dear to us kind of got together. And then for the reception, it was open house style. So we just had lots of food, but not like a
Not a
dinner.
meal, like
But just like stuff people could come and eat and enjoy. And we had cake for everybody and dancing. And it was very nice. We loved it. It happened so fast. It was done in a moment, and then we were gone.
Good.
Yeah, and then I'll add on top of that. So the next weekend we went up. I'm from Sacramento.
Okay.
Johanna's from Las Vegas, and my mom wanted to throw an open house. And my mom she's known for like going a little above and beyond like the average open house or something. Johanna's favorite Disney story and character, and she's always grown up, emulating is Cinderella. And my mom surprised everyone with a Cinderella themed open house. It was really incredible, beautiful. There apparently was a Cinderella play that was in town that she was able to just bum a bunch of props and stuff off of to make it like this whole, like a big carriage in the middle and like glass slippers and everything. It was really, really fun to kind of reenact as if, we were in a fairy tale for our open house.
So it was fun. I felt like I got my real wedding, and then I got my fairy tale wedding. So
Nice.
It was fun.
Nice. All right, we're gonna talk some sports a little bit.
Yeah.
Before that, I want to ask you a couple more questions about American Idol. Do you take anything away from American Idol, from the whole American Idol experience?
Yes. I think the biggest thing for American Idol, I mean, first of all, you have to remember that it's a TV show. Not saying that it's not based on talent or anything like that, but there were so many amazing people that I met that I think deserve to go farther than they did. And there's a lot of reasons why things happen on the show, but you just kind of have to learn that
It's
you have
hard
to have a
because
thick
if you
skin.
have one off second, that's it.
Yeah.
The next person, you know what I mean? Just one off.
Well, and then you have to remember that there's always somebody that's ready to replace you in a moment.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing, honestly, that I gained from American Idol were the friendships. You meet so many amazing human beings.
Yeah, even for the album on there's one track called "Follow That Star." It has like the big
huge
choir.
choir.
In it. But we even had like 3 or 4 American Idol people come sing on it for the choir, which was it was
Nice.
really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I felt like the camaraderie that you build. Everybody's in the same boat. Everybody wants to get to that same goal, and
it's a long fight. It's a hard fight
it's
too.
a long and
but
hard fight. But there are just so many genuine, kind, amazing human beings on that show, and that's really the best part. I would do it again just to be able to make those friendships again and have that camaraderie, because it's unlike anything else you'll ever experience.
Would you try to do a different show, maybe like The Voice? Would you consider that?
I've thought about it. I mean, I grew up auditioning for these shows. I think I've auditioned for Idol 3 times, X Factor 3 times, The Voice 4 times, America's Got Talent twice. I've just been shopped around since a kid auditioning for these shows, and every once in a while you get a little bit farther than you did last. Obviously, this last time I did Idol was the farthest I've ever gone. But I honestly think I would do Idol again, possibly, but I don't know if I would do any others just because, at this point, I think I'm ready to just really try and do it on my own. I think I know how it works. But I love Idol, and I feel like I understand Idol pretty well, and so I would be willing to do it again. But
how were the stars? Were they nice and genuine, or did they try to help out backstage?
Yeah, I mean, the one that helped out the most backstage is Lionel Richie.
Okay.
Lionel Richie, you could tell that he just loves, I mean, he's like the Papa Bear, and he just wants to give his wisdom. Yeah. He is at this point in life where he's like, I just want to tell people how the industry really is, and tell people how, and I felt like they don't actually portray how wise he is on the show. Not that they don't portray it well, but he says so many amazing things, just on his own because he wants to, where he really doesn't need to turn to the group of contestants and say, this is what you should do, and you should, in this industry, to make it, you need to have these things. He has no reason to say those things, but he just wants to help and wants to see people succeed. I think that, all of them are so kind. I think truly each one of them are very genuine, amazing people.
Yeah, and this isn't to say that Katy Perry, Luke Bryan weren't helpful. It was just Lionel Richie seemed to go way out of his way to
go
try and
out
help
of his
people.
way to help others.
Yeah, but he seems like that kind of person anyways.
Totally.
He just likes to pass the wisdom. And plus he does have the most experience out of everybody in that stage, so
it's true.
That makes sense.
It's true.
Yeah, and Katy Perry, because I think a lot of people as well are like, oh man, she's acting all the time. We spent a lot of time with Katy Perry and Lionel Richie, not one-on-one, but in the same room as them, and backstage and things when cameras aren't on. I tell you, I think both Katy Perry and Luke Bryan really are just high energy all the time. They're really I feel like they're not even acting for the show very much. They're just always like that. Yeah,
it's
always high energy, happy.
To be in the spotlight all the time, I think you have to have that high energy. And
look at her career, her track as well. She was in a choir very early in her age, and then she really fought for everything she had as well. And
totally,
it's not easy. Plus, she is very much experienced as well, so that's why she's one of the coaches over there. I don't know. I like her much better than having Britney Spears over there, for example. Yeah. That's just me. Yeah. Because when she at least gives you an advice or something, it's actually coming from from a good place. Totally. Yeah. Britney just felt like she did not want to be there. You know what I mean? And I grew up listening to Britney. I know it sounds weird, but Britney.
No, I did too.
It just. Yeah, I didn't like Britney for that show at all.
Well, that's a whole nother can of worms. She's got a lot of stuff going on.
That as well. But I like that group. I like that group a whole lot. All right, Matt, let's hear about your sports stuff. Now I get to grill you about some sports stuff. Hold on. So let me get this right. You are a Sacramento King and a Golden State Warrior fan? How what?
I like to call myself the NorCal kid, and I feel like so I grew up in Sacramento, but both my parents really, especially my dad, are really from the Bay Area. So I grew up with dreaming about those '80s Golden State Warriors team and stuff. So that follows through with football, baseball, where I love the Raiders and the 49ers. And out there in Las Vegas, I do have my Las Vegas connection, so I still try to keep the Raiders on my side.
All right. Because you're a 49ers, and so when they're playing each other, who are you rooting for?
Yeah, it's a tough thing.
Whoever's doing better.
Luckily, not in my lifetime. They had the 1989 World Series versus the Giants and the A's against each other. But luckily, not in my lifetime. They haven't met in a Super Bowl or a World Series or a championship or anything like that. So I haven't had to really pick. I think, honestly, well, when it was strictly kind of like Oakland and San Francisco, I think I kind of rooted for Oakland because it's like the little brother that no one likes, you know? So it's like, you know, I wanted the A's to be the Giants or something, but, you know, I'd love.
So you like the underdog in a sense?
Yeah, I like the underdog a little bit more. And I feel like San Francisco, like the Giants have had more success than, than the A's in the last 10 years. So like, you know, I want the A's to get their championship or something. And same with football where it's like, I'd like the Raiders to go to a Super Bowl.
I feel you.
So for the first time since like 2002 or whatever it is, man.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. All right. Are your Warriors going to be doing well in your NBA next year? Are they going to be like the first 4 seeds?
Because
I feel like
first 4 in the West. That's hard though. I think.
Is it though? Is it? If you really think about it, who you got? You got the Lakers. You got
I got the Lakers. The Rockets are always pretty sneaky. Of course,
always going to have that.
You know, always looking great. And then you have Denver and Utah that are, I mean, really not made of superstars, but still really solid teams.
They're pebbles. They love fighting.
I think Golden State, once, you know, Clay, Steph healthy again, I think they're really going to be on the up and up. I don't want to say first seed, and we'll see what happens with their pick. I know they have a top 3 pick still. I don't think they've traded away yet.
Not yet. I think they're looking. They're shopping around.
They're shopping around. I think they're built for. I don't want to put money on it. I'll say number 4. I'll say number 4 in the West. Lock that in. Final answer.
With Clay and Steph
healthy?
Clay and
Steph healthy, you know?
I think they're going to do better than you think. I think
right,
so.
Right. I mean, I hope so.
I think they're going to be a much better team than the Lakers. I think they're going to be a much better team. Well, the Clippers are breaking their team.
Yeah, that's true. They're breaking it down.
Yeah, so, I mean, Houston, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Got that Russell
Houston's
and Harden.
there, Denver's there, Utah's there. I think a lot of good teams are fighting for those spots. Of course, the Sacramento Kings, they could make the playoffs this year. First, what is it, 16-year drought?
They might. Might.
You know, it's just one of those, I think they always have a great team, but they just never...
They almost got it done this year, but I think they fell down to like 9 or 10 seed. But, you know, they might. We'll see. Let's not jinx them. We'll see. How you liking your Raiders in Vegas? They've been playing well at home.
You know, I just feel so bad about that new stadium. We just passed by it last week when we were driving out to Utah, and it's like, man, it's a beautiful place that like no one else can see. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I mean, they still lost to a couple like not that great teams, but a couple of huge wins over, you know, Kansas City, of course, and the other big win over New Orleans. Like they've got some big wins under their belt. I see. You know, they're going to be borderline playoffs. I'm hoping they can make it in again because I think they can really shake it up. Like they've proven that they can beat some big teams. Obviously, lost to Tampa Bay this week, but you know, not going to dwell on that.
Okay, all right.
But I think, you know, Derek Carr has been playing great.
They did get whooped by Tampa Bay.
Darren Waller is just a killer tight end, a great target for him. And then compared to the 49ers, where it's just injury plagued, but still just really, really hustling right now.
Do you believe in your QB?
For the Raiders or 49ers, you know. I do believe in Derek Carr. I think he can get it done. I think here's
actually for both. Even Garoppolo has been. I don't know what to make of him.
That's another one that
that's another tricky one. It's just like I don't know. Yeah, is he good or is he bad? I don't know.
I think Derek Carr can get it done.
Okay.
I really have full faith in him to get it done. But I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league, but I definitely take him above 15 other quarterbacks. You know, like I think. 10 to 15.
Okay. I'm like, I had to think about it for a second.
Okay, I'm like, I think he's good enough to get it done, and I think he can. But yeah, I mean, he's not as good as having someone like Tom Brady or someone who has that playoff experience.
Yeah, the experience stuff. I got you.
That stadium's like the SoFi Stadium that the Chargers just built out here. Nobody can go inside and see it.
Right,
and it's brand new and it's so nice. We were just watching the game the other day, and I couldn't get over how nice it looked and how it sucks that nobody gets to go there.
But hey, the owner is a zillionaire. He'll be okay. It's
the
only
Raiders stadium is like 1.8 billion. And it's like, man, no one's even
they'll
in
be
it
okay. They'll be okay. I know you hate the Dodgers. Do you think they're gonna get it done this year?
You know, so tonight's the game.
Yeah, tonight's the night. What do you think?
You know,
are they going to screw another one?
Growing up a Giants fan, I just can't like the Dodgers. I think they are going to win it. I think the Rays just don't have that firepower that the Dodgers have. I like the Rays, nothing against the Rays, and there are some players in the Dodgers.
Good future ahead of them.
But, you know, I think the Dodgers finally get that ring they've been chasing the last few years.
Hey, it's time, man. Even though you hate
they
them,
they are due. Yeah, they are due for that. I mean, when you compare it to the Giants, that every time they make the playoffs here in this decade, they win. Yeah. So the Dodgers do deserve one.
They do deserve one. And everything.
I don't want to see it, but they deserve it.
They do. Well, everything happened with the Astros as well, and the whole cheating scandal. Yeah, they definitely deserve one. All right. Again, before we let you guys go, do remember Her Christmas album is going to be out in November 13th.
November 13th. So
All right,
it's actually going to be World Kindness Day.
And
That's my
Friday the
birthday
13th.
and my birthday.
And your birthday. So
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
Beautiful Ollie's birthday,
Yeah,
Friday
my birthday.
13th. By the way, we're all born here in the 13th. I'm
Yeah.
13 June. She's 13 November.
wow.
It's 13 is a weird one for me. I don't know. Keeps following me everywhere.
We're both 30th.
We're
So we
30th.
feel pretty good about
Okay,
that.
so you guys do. Okay, that's good. So once it is out, do let me know so I can put it in my Instagram as well. Please go check it out whenever you get a chance. Guys, thank you so much for coming in the show. Do you want to plug in any sponsors you're working with right now?
Honestly, we're not really
Working with anyone?
Working with anybody.
I like that.
We
Yeah,
have a
we're
few,
really going solo.
I mean, we've got a few family friends and people that have all donated and been amazing
Perfect.
and kind. But yeah, we don't have any sponsorships. We've just been doing this ourselves.
Let me know
Yeah.
what your websites are again. And before, we're going to have everything down in the description. Instagram, website, YouTube channel. Take your pick. You know, be nice if you subscribe to all of them. All right. Beautiful Ollie, thank you so much. And please, if you haven't subscribed to Trendy Husky Podcast, please go do so. You can go do it as well in our
Nuts.
Instagram.
Great team, great whole setup. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much. Whenever you guys need anything, Husky team over here is at your service. You
Yeah,
guys let us
100%.
know. No problem. Anytime. Alrighty, guys. This one is a wrap. Have a good one.